Hello, welcome to Andy Tales. After watching the video, make sure there's no one else in the room. Don't forget to write your city and the time in the comments.
The Hitchhiker's Shadow.
Okay, let me set the scene for you. It's late at night. You're driving down a lonely road, rain pounding the windshield so hard you can barely see. Your phone's dead, radio's just static, and then there, in the headlights, a figure on the side of the road, thumb out, soaked to the bone. They look desperate, maybe scared. Would you pull over? Be honest with yourself, because I did. And what happened that night on Route 17? I'll never drive that road again. It was a Friday in November, just past 11 p.m. I was hauling ass back from my buddy Jake's cabin upstate, where we'd spent the weekend fishing and drinking cheap beer. Route 17 was my usual shortcut home, a narrow, two-lane stretch of asphalt winged through fields and clumps of dark woods. No street lights out here, just the occasional flickering lamp post fighting a losing battle against the night. The rain was coming down in sheets, my wipers squeaking like they were about to give up. My phone had no signal, but surprise, out in the sticks, and the car's GPS kept freezing. So I was stuck with a crumpled gas station map on the passenger seat. I was beat, my eyes stinning from staring at the road, but home was only an hour away. Just keep going, I told myself. That's when I saw her. She was standing on the shoulder, barely visible through the rain, caught in the sickly yellow glow of a street lamp. Dark raincoat, hood up, one thumb out, the other arm wrapped tight around herself like she was freezing. I slowed down, my headlights peeking out her pale hand, fingers trembling in the cold. I'm not gonna lie, my first instinct was to keep driving. I'd heard all the horror stories, psychos, robbers, worse, but then she turned, and for a split second, her face caught the light. Then, maybe my age, early 20s, with wide eyes that looked scared, like she'd been out there too long. I don't know what it was called, maybe, or just being a soft debut. I couldn't leave her there, not in this storm. I pulled over, tires crunching on wet gravel. She hurried to the passenger side, yanking the door open. A blast of cold, damp air hit me, carrying the smell of rain and something else, like stale cigarettes. She slid in, dripping water everywhere, and pulled her hood back. Pale skin, sharp cheekbones, dark hair plastered to her face. Her eyes were big, almost too big, and they darted around the car before landing on me. Thanks for stopping, she said, her voice low, a little shaky. Didn't think anyone would. No problem, I said, trying to sound chill despite the knot in my gun. Where are you headed? There's a diner up the road, maybe 20 miles. Can you drop me there? I nodded and eased back onto the highway. The rain was relentless, blurring the world outside. The wipers screeched, and the heater was doing a lousy job of keeping the chill out. I glanced at her. She said her name was Sarah, that she'd missed a bus after visiting family. Sounded legit, but something felt off. Her raincoat was soaked, but her boots, spotless. No mud, no gravel, nothing, like she'd been standing on pavement the whole time. And her henchmen, they were pale, almost gray, nails chewed down to nothing. I told myself it was just the cold, but my brain was already running wild. You okay? I asked, mostly to break the silence. The radio was useless, just hissing static, and the quiet was starting to get to me. Yeah, she said, staring out the window, just cold. I cranked the heater, but the air stayed clammy, like the car was fighting me. Sarah kept fidgeting, twisting the drawstrings of her hood, her fingers moving too fast, like she was nervous. Every few seconds, she glanced at the side mirror, checking the road behind us. I looked too, but it was just rain and darkness. No headlights, no nothing. You expecting someone? I asked, half joking. She didn't answer, just kept staring at the mirror. I don't know why, but I checked her reflection, and for a second, it looked wrong. Her face was too pale, her eyes too dark, like the light wasn't hitting her right. I blinked, and it was gone. Just tired, I told myself. Long drives mess with your head. About 10 minutes in, the dashboard flickered, the speedometer needle twitched, and the engine let out this low, grinding groan, like it was choking. I cursed, checking the gauges. Gas was fine, all was fine, but the check engine light blinked on, mocking me. Come on, not now, I muttered, smacking the dashboard like that'd fix it. Keep driving, Sarah said, her voice sharp, cutting through the rain's drone. Don't stop here. Why not? I asked, my stomach tightening. What's wrong with here? She didn't answer, just leaned forward, her hood slipping back a bit. Her hair looked wetter now, like it was dripping, but the seat wasn't wet. I shook my head, focusing on the road. The car was still running, just acting weird. I pressed the gas, hoping to make it to the diner she mentioned, but the road, it was like it wasn't moving. The same bent tree, the same rusted mile marker, over and over. I could have sworn we'd passed mile 43 twice already. I glanced at the map on the seat. It was crumpled, like someone had grabbed it, and there was a red pen mark circling mile 43. I hand marked it. My heart started pounding. Sarah, you sure about this diner? I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. It's close, she said, but her tone was flat, like she wasn't even trying to convince me. She shifted in her seat, and something fell from her pocket, a folded piece of paper. I didn't think she noticed, but I sure as hell did. I waited until she looked out the window, then snatched it. My hands were shaking as I unfolded it. Inside, in my own handwriting, was my name, Alex Carter, and my home address. I hadn't written it. I'd never seen it before. Sarah, I said, my voice cracking. What the hell is this? She turned, slow, her eyes locking onto mine. You dropped it, she said, but her lips barely moved, and her voice sounded wrong, like it was coming from somewhere else. I stuffed the note in my pocket, my mind racing. Had she gone through my stuff? Lo, my wallet was still in my jacket, and I hadn't told her my name. So how did she know? The car sputtered again, the headlights dimming for a second. I floored it, the speedometer hitting 70, then 80. The rain was a wall now, the road a blurry tunnel. Sarah didn't say anything, just kept watching the mirror. I risked a glance at it myself. Nothing behind us, but her reflection. It was off again. Her face looked stretched, her mouth away, like a bad photo edit. I looked at her, and she was normal, just staring ahead. My pulse was through the roof. Stop the car, she said suddenly, her voice low, almost a growl. No way, I snapped, gripping the wheel. You're freaking me out. Stop, now. Her hand shot out, grabbing my arm. Her fingers were ice cold, digging into my skin. I yanked free, swerving the car. The tires screeched, and for a second, I thought we'd crash. When I got control, she was back in her seat, calm, like nothing happened. But her hood was down now, and her hair, it wasn't just wet, it was matted, tangled with dirt, like she'd crawled out of a ditch. I don't know how long I drove after that. The diner never showed up. The road just kept going. The same damn tree, the same damn sign. My phone was dead. The clock stuck at 11:37 p.m. I was losing it, my hands shaking so bad I could barely steer. Sarah started humming, some low, tuneless melody that made my skin crawl. I wanted to yell at her, to throw her out, but every time I looked at her, my voice died in my throat. Her eyes, they weren't right, too dark, too empty, like she was looking through me. Then she spoke, and it wasn't a question. You remember the crash, don't you, Alex? I frowned. See, what crash? I said, but my voice was barely a whisper. My mind flashed to something I'd buried deep in night 5 years ago, right on this road. I was 19, driving too fast, drunk off my ass. I'd swerved to avoid a deer, or so I thought. There was a thud, a scream, but when I stopped, there was nothing, no body, no blood, just a dent on my bumper. I told myself it was nothing, drove home, never reported it. I'd never told anyone, not even Jake. How do you know about that? I demanded, my voice shaking. She smiled, but it wasn't a smile. It was too sharp, too wrong. This road remembers, she said. It keeps us, me, everyone who left a mark. I slammed on the brakes, the car skidding to a stop. Get out, I shouted, my chest heaving. Get the hell out of my car. She didn't move. The locks clicked shut, all at once, without me touching them. The headlights flickered, then died, leaving us in pitch black. The rain stopped, or maybe I just couldn't hear it anymore. It was just me, and the sound of my own heartbeat. She leaned closer, her breath cold, smelling like wet earth. You can't leave me, Alex, she whispered. You never did. I don't know how I got the door open. I don't know how I got out. I just remember running, my boots splashing through puddles, the air burning my lungs. I ran until I saw lights, a gas station, maybe a mile down the road. I burst inside, soaking wet, gasping. The clerk, an old guy with a gray beard, looked up from his magazine. You okay, Ken? He asked, frowning. "Hello," I said, my voice hoarse. "There's someone out there." "A girl, Sarah. She knew things she shouldn't." His face changed, like he'd heard it before. He leaned forward, lowering his voice. "Route 17. Yeah, people talk. Girl's been hitching that road for years. Not sure she's, well, alive. They say she finds folks who've done wrong out there. Folks who left something behind. You see her?" I nodded, my throat tight. "What does she want?" He sighed, handing me a coffee I didn't ask for. "Asked you don't stop next time. Kid, keep driving, and don't look back." I sat there until dawn, too scared to move. When I finally got back to my car, it was right where I'd left it. Engine off, doors unlocked. The passenger seat was dry. No trace of Sarah, no note, nothing. I drove home, checking the rearview mirror every 5 seconds. I told myself it was over, that I'd imagined half of it. Stress, exhaustion, guilt playing tricks. But last week, I was cleaning out my car, getting ready to sell it. Tucked under the passenger seat, I found a photo. It was me, 5 years ago, standing by my old car, one from the crash. My face was blurry, but the bumper was clear, dented, with a streak of red paint, and behind me, just out of focus, was a figure in a dark raincoat, her face hidden. I burned the photo, but I can't stop seeing her. Every time I close my eyes, she's there, in the corner of my vision, waiting. So here's my question to you. If you were driving Route 17, rain pouring, and you saw her them out, eyes pleading, would you stop? Would you take the chance? Drop it in the comments. And if you've ever picked up a stranger, or felt something off on a lonely road, tell me. I need to know I'm not alone, because sometimes, when I look in the mirror, my eyes, they don't look like mine anymore.